paper thing. It's season 6. We are in season 6, and this is episode 2 of season 6 with me, the Broken Bottle Boy, aka Mick, right here on the fine streaming platform Twitch. Today's show is a 4-paper show. The trouble is, of course, that Boris Johnson has just apologised in the House of Commons, which means a lot of the stuff we're going to encounter in these newspapers is so much chip paper. But nonetheless, we will trudge our way through these papers, perhaps even speed our way through. I'm going to try to do something with the window back there to prevent this happening every time I move my head. There we go. Now, somewhat dark, but what are you going to do? Oh, still, no. Right, there we go. Problem solved. Greetings. Hello. But use of weapons just came twice in a barmaid after watching Keith's forensic demolition of Boris. Yeah, I'm loving that. I don't know if... can someone lend me a tenner for Winra? Says SK the Crusader. Yes. I don't know. I presume that Geds will be too busy to emerge in the chat today, but I felt it necessary to pay tribute to him in the show title today. It's a 4-paper show. We've got the Sun, the Times, the Guardian, and the Daily Mail. We're gonna start with the Sun. Like I say, some of this stuff is obviously now, old news, as it were, now that we've had Boris Johnson's pathetic with nail and ice style apology for attending a party by mistake. Nonetheless, let's get started. Front page of the Sun. Now, yesterday in the Sun, Harry Cole was bylined for the front page story. And what did that story say? Well, it said... PM's plea to end crisis. Now, it turns out he couldn't ignore that. So today, we've got Harry Cole again, but this time saying, it's my party and I'll lie low if I want to. Number 10, Garden Party Gate. Fury as Bojo dodges questions. Questions that the Sun were happy for him to dodge just yesterday. Remember, of course, that they consider their audience to have the memory of a guppy. Burnside, I've not been paying attention to PMQs, not sure I believe anything will happen from it. Me neither. He's going to just be replaced by someone just as evil, says the Burnzoid. C122, H122, is it wrong? I don't care about Boris. Not really. I mean, the whole... today's newsletter is going to be a bit about this. The whole Partygate thing has been... tactical leaks to change things within the court. It's nothing to do with a sense of justice. Of course, nothing to do with that. Suddenly, Pippa Career and Paul Bland get all this stuff about these parties. Now, as of all people, David Yelland, former editor of The Sun, was tweeting yesterday, there are a lot of political correspondents who should be fired for not knowing that parties had been going on in number 10 during that period, if they've been paying attention. Snur, this will blow over by next week. Yeah, it's a show. It's a complete show. It's a smack on the nose with a rolled up newspaper for Boris Johnson at best, and for him, and at worst, he moves on and they get another Tory leader that they will then suddenly all row behind. Anyway, inside the Sun, on page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, Home and Good Day, model Natalie Rosa takes a seat as blah, blah, blah. Anyway, literally just a woman wearing a bikini. It's a circus part of Bread and Circuses, exactly the Burnzoid. Hello, the Research Arena, how are you? Good to see you. Also on page 3, Robbie Williams has admitted that he's been losing his hair and has spent tens of thousands of pounds on treatments for baldness without much success. The headline, Take Thatch. Robbie admits pricey hair jabs have failed. There we go. Red Tixie, like to see the Tories wiggle out of this jam. Oh well, nevertheless, it's a bad WWE script. Exactly. Not enough bald kings, says capitalist baldism. Hello. Sort it out or go, Bojo is the headline across 2 pages on pages 4 and 5. Tory bigwigs PM ultimatum. Police threat to probe Bash and support for Boris collapses. Just see what happens. It's complete. This is not news. It's an event. It's a constructed thing. Moving on. MP weeps in Commons and says, my mum-in-law died alone. All sides condemn Boris. Various stories there that the Sun wasn't interested in till now. More interested to know if Boris Johnson paid for WinRAR over lockdown. This is what we were all asking. On page 8, Professor says Britain may be out of the pandemic. That's Professor David Heyman. That claim of his framed on the front of the Times as Britain leads the Northern Hemisphere in outpacing the pandemic. Shown as a normal headline, shown as just a statement of fact, rather than in quote marks to suggest this is just one guy's opinion, which it is one guy's opinion. Inside the paper, Simon Cowell, page 9, Simon Cowell, the 62-year-old X Factor mogul, is set to marry his partner. His partner is, just looking up, see if you can guess how young she is. She is 44. Robert Williams is also an anti-vaxxer, physically and spiritually bald. Chronothan read a line in the media lens today from Chavez's obit in the Indie where Hugo Chavez was called a showman who used his prodigious powers of persuasion to present a corrupt autocracy fueled by petrodollars as a socialist utopia in the making. And that's just the UK. That's a good line. I might want to... Chronothan, can you send me that line? Because or send me that link in the Discord or something, because... yeah, I'd like to read that. Have you read the Moya Lothian McLean opinion piece in the New York Times? I have. I think it's great. The reason I saw it was because Rob Colville was crying about it on Twitter. BBC Three will return to TV from February the 1st after a 6-year break. Whoopie-doo. How chew can boost your mood in 30 seconds. Apparently chewing gum can make you feel better. Person in the room will not like it. A, bullshit. Unscientific. B, person in the room despises chewing gum with a passion, so that won't be happening in this house. Heidi Klum wore a yellow dress. Woman wears dress. England rugby ace arrested for rape. Crime exclusive. England rugby star. They're all aces, aren't they? An England rugby star has been arrested on suspicion of raping a teenager who was out celebrating her birthday. Horrendous. C122, H122, 150,000 dead, pandemic is not over. No, I agree with you. Jack's girl should copy Kate to win Mrs. Grealish title. You've got to feel for Jack Grealish's long-term girlfriend, says Jane Moore, writing about a woman who she doesn't know. Use of weapons. Is chewing gum considered a Protestant deviancy by person in the room? Yeah, pretty much. Chronotherm says person in the room is right to hate chewing gum. Bang on. Right, on page 15, Jocks trapped. Oh, gosh, what a line. Anti-vax tennis ace. Again, ace. Everyone's a fucking ace. Lied on visa form trip to Spain. There's a model wearing green trousers that they say make her look like Orville the Dark, like she's skinned Orville the Dark end to that children's programme. Odd story, pretty grim story. 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of the 2007 kidnapping of a boy who became the face of the UK's missing children. They were held over the disappearance of 14-year-old Andrew Gosden, last seen at London's King's Cross Railway Station in 2007. He took £200 out of his bank before buying a one-way ticket to the capital from his home in Doncaster. On the 10th anniversary of his disappearance, he became the face of the Find Every Child campaign. Posters showing his face in 2007 and how it might be in 2017 went up across the UK. Police said yesterday 2 men, 38 and 45, were arrested last month on suspicion of the kidnap and human trafficking of Andrew. The older man was also held for the alleged possession of indecent images. They were released under investigation. Grim stuff. Wearing Orville the Duck like a skin. C122, H122 says, I'm autistic and chewing gum is a stim for me. Okay, cool. Be right back. Minting chewing gum coin right now for person in the room. Thanks for coming in, SK. Yeah, send me the script. I'll check it out. Yeah, no worries. Dewar tops meet and greet list. Rooney charges £450 for VIP night, but other stars cash in too. Apparently 50 quid to meet Shane Sean Ryder, 60 quid to meet Ricky Hatton, 68 quid to meet Paw Patrol, who are fictional, and how much is it for Dua Lipa? £1,842 to meet Dua Lipa. Piggy in the Middle, man in world's first hog heart transplant, is the way the Sun covers that. A story from yesterday. Richard Hammond sits behind the wheel of the car that nearly killed him in 2006. Is he trying again? He was filming for... He vowed never to get in again, but he did so for the YouTube show Drive Tribe. There you go. Vicar of Dibley star Gary dies. Gary Waldhorn has died aged 78. He played David Horton in the 90s BBC sitcom. It's bizarre. It's unbelievable that he's only 78 because he looks so old in that show. In the bizarre column, just more bullshit about what people are wearing. Bargain to build a greater Albania from meeting Dua Lipa. Hog transplants is capitalist baldism. Yeah, they transplanted a pig's heart into that man. On page 25, a bride and groom, Erica and Jay Johnson, took a slow walk down the aisle with their pet tortoise as the ring bearer. Their pet is called Tom Shellick. Okay, that's quite cute. There's Tom Shellick. We are a pro Tom Shellick stream. The Burnzoid love to display my masculinity by driving fast cars and not eating ice cream. Fluffweasel, is that Werner Herzog in the corner? Yes, it is. You can spend the Herzogs you earn from watching this show by doing things like Fluffweasel, like you've just done, Fluffweasel, of redeeming hydrates. Thank you very much. I've got to add some better things you can do with Herzogs. Anyway, the Herzog on the screen is my little silent judge and co-presenter. El Chepo caged for 25 years. Kingpin flooded the UK with drugs. A drug lord who called himself El Chepo after Mexico's El Chapo has been jailed for 25 years. Ian Shepherd was the head of a nationwide drugs ring which flooded the UK with cocaine and heroin. Didn't look as cool as El Chapo, to be honest. And I don't think anyone's going to name a podcast after him. My baby Lucifer. Mum hits back at criticism of little one's name. A mum of two has hit back at trolls who mocked her for calling her baby son Lucifer. Josie Barnes says she's faced a stream of criticism since discussing her choice on a TV show. No shit. Janet Jackson did a photo shoot. Every father wants a good life for their children. I sold my house so they could go to the UK. Husband's grief as migrant family killed in Channel laid to rest. Yeah, horrendous. But the Sun dehumanizes these people all the time, so fuck them. Thank you for redeeming posture check, Quaff Quagster. Quaff Quag Swag. Hey, Slinkamaya, how are you doing? Love to see so many Brendans in the chat. It's not Lucifer's not worse than all the Game of Thrones memes. Correct. We are pro tortoise stream, Heathmore. Right, moving on. Very thin gruel, even by the Sun's standards today. Wonders of the Border is the TV that they were reviewed from last night. Tonight, 22 kids and counting. Noel used to be quite the marathon runner, but after raising 22 kids, overseeing a successful business, and eating a lot of fast food, his fitness levels have plummeted. Presumably, they're not... Anyway, right. So you can watch that on Channel 5 tonight if you really want. Aria is okay, says Quagswag. I guess it's not a bad one. Research Arena is doing a stream tonight about cults she has encountered. That is well worth a watch. 6 p.m. Tonight. Right, in the Dear Deirdre. Ghosted by troubled guy after great dates. Been him. 3 lovers and 1 is pregnant. I've been having sex with 3 younger women and it's been great. But now 1 is pregnant. I'm a married man of 53 and own a jewellery shop. My wife is 56 and we've been together for 33 years. Bin yourself, mate. Fuck off. I'm hooked on booze, cigs and porn. I'm a man of 32 and have 3 self-sabotaging habits. Drinking, smoking and watching pornography. Can't seem to stop any of them. I went to some Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and found it hard to open up. Guess what? Deirdre wants to send him their support packs, giving up smoking and internet pornography. In Fab Daily, Inside the Minds of Men with Secret Second and Third Wives by the award-winning author Adele Parks. What do you call a man with 2 wives? A glutton for punishment, reads the first line of this thing, repeating an extremely misogynist old joke. So gross. Trouble guy, perhaps, who went off on Twitter about WinRAR? Who's to say? Okay, unfortunately, the Sun has got horny on main again. Today's horny on main thing. About sex dreams. If you dream about your ex, you're on the verge of repeating a mistake, they say. If you dream about having sex with your boss, it's you who should be chairing the meeting. If you dream about having sex with your partner, you've got hidden talents you need to embrace. If you dream about having sex with your neighbour, you need to push out of your rut. Your best friend, stop relying on others so much. I'm not sure he would be impressed if I did that. Old school pal. You feel that you've lost the old you. Someone you hate is telling you not to be a people pleaser. And someone who's the complete opposite of you, you should change tack. Or what if a sex dream is just a sex dream? Imagine that. In the letters today, the £50 letter comes from Viv Wigley. Yes, indeed. Viv Wigley, who says, revelations of another Downing Street party taking place during lockdown are appalling. This was no hijinks, secret nighttime bash in a boarding school dorm. It was a seemingly blatant illegal act. It shows the disdain in which the long-suffering electorate are held by the powermongers and their cronies. In the name of the NHS, the sick, the suffering, the deceased, and bereaved, heads must roll. I like that, Viv, if you're really saying we should bring back the guillotine. Red Tick, sex dream. It's all about the sex dream. Trevor Bastard ref. I'm a big fan of the Trevor Bastard extended universe. As I feel that the whole world is slowly being enveloped by it. They're trying to sell you an electric razor. Electric razors are shit. This one looks particularly shit. Coins! First coins of 2022. Coins! Own the brand new limited edition coin cover issued to mark Queen Elizabeth II's historic Platinum Jubilee. Just checking VAR. Queen, not dead. That is Queen, not dead. $19.99 for this limited edition Platinum Jubilee coin. There you go. Get the coins. Honestly, the only thing about the coin thing is that they will send you more coins till you tell them to fuck off. Thank you, eBlair fan, for subscribing with Prime Gaming. Much appreciated, and for having subscribed for 5 months. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, people like you voted for them, Viv, for fuck's sake. C122 wants heads to roll in Minecraft. Research Arena, if I dream about someone having sex with a mermaid off screen for peace treaty purposes. Coins. The TBEU is so expansive, it's hard to know where to start, says the Burnzoid. Yes, coins. Red Tick Seed, coins. A Research Arena with coins. Rest in peace, the Queens to C122, H122, and Red Tick Seed in with the classic Queen's Dead. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Right, now let's see what's going on in the sport. Invest in me, Salah deal plea. Mo Salah suggests he's ready to walk alone from Anfield unless his contract demands are met. And they match that headline with a picture of Salah in a vest. Yu-Gi-Oh! Queen was never real. Queen not dead yet, surely. Yes, that's true. Right, so, just a quick warning. David Baddiel is coming up next. That is David Baddiel. But in the meantime, give me your scores. Give me your scores for the Sun. What is your score? For me, it's a quadruple negative nice. Terrible newspaper for terrible people. Before I do the speed round of The Guardian, let's do the roll call. I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. Follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. SK the Crusader was here briefly. He was in the mod squad. Catch him soon with new streams. And also just, you should follow him. If you don't follow him already, you really should. Ash Flats McNulty is here. Bear Pavlova is also here. That's a great name. C122, H122, thank you for being excellent in the chat. Can Nige Tap Another great username. Capitalist Baldism, really enjoying that name. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Crawfish, hello. Hello to Dr. Fayad. Blair fan, thanks again for subscribing. 5 months now, much appreciated. Yu-Gi-Oh! Always grand. A fantastic contributor to chat. Fluffweasel, hello. Frugulus, Heathmore2401, Jordan DH, all classic chat members, as is Jujo1. Catsits, hello to you. Kinu92, always good in the chat as well, as is Chronothon, of course. Nintendo Switch XL, I feel like you're just here to try and sell me Nintendo Switch XLs. Paco Pepe Constructor, it's a hard one to say. Rachology, hello, how are you? I hope you're well today. Recursive Rose, also good to see you. Red Tick Seed, the excellent Red Tick Seed, from the fine world of Praxis. Rimastino, hello. Slinkermire, hello to you. Also good to see you. Spike Trap Claire, the Burnzoid, rocking it in the chat. The Research Arena tonight, 6 p.m. for her stream on cults that she has known. Use of weapons, slightly less angry than yesterday. Who's to say? I mean, the anger is fairly constant for me too. VNK, hello. Xylane, also good to see you. And Zarf Quag Swag, thank you for your first contribution to the chat today. Right, so we move on to The Guardian. It's going to be speed round through The Guardian, stopping off, possibly circling back to check out David Baddiel in the G2. Right. Oh, hang on, let me just do the Sun scores. It's quadruple negative nice from Slenkermeyer for the Sun. More like David Baddiel from Frugulus. Triple negative nice from the Burnzoid. Use of weapons minus the price of WinRAR. Heathmore2401. Triple negative nice +1 for coins. Jordan DH. If you dream about having sex with a chrysanthemum, you need to lay off the spice and clean up that fountain. Yes. That's... Is that June? Is that a June thing? C122H122, it was a bad sun, even for the Sun, yeah. Fluffweasel waiting for the commemorative Jubilee NFTs to drop. Oh, you laid that one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gives it -69 to the power of 451. Snur -1 for every time David Baddiel sucked. And the Burnzoid, the Tom Rosenthal thread about his Jewish identity in response to that piece, really interesting. Oh, I have not seen that, but I will check it out. Rachel G. Boris Johnson isn't in hiding. He's just sneaking into the Royal Hospital room while clutching a pillow. Also, hi. Hello. Right, 2 minutes of 2 minutes of Guardian starting. Oh, hang on, when I put the Guardian into the newspaper box. Oh, the chrysanthemum thing's a Paul May. Oh, yes, of course it is, because he's the Spice King, and then there's a chrysanthemum from his novel. Yeah, sorry, I've been the references. They're too many. Right, 2 minutes. Whoop, whoop. Boom, off we go. Front page of the Guardian. It's David Baddiel once again. David Baddiel, the casting of Jewish characters. It's about respect. In that piece, he mentions about times he's played ethnic minority characters rather than actually just what he did, which was blackface. Also, Marina Hyde, who's leading us right now, Johnson or a crazy face emoji. Angry Tory MP urge PM to come clean over party. Well, he sort of has, but not really. Safety fears halt rollout of smart motorways. Inside the paper, World Wild Wordle, game success, a joy and a headache for the creator. Angela becomes the first black woman to appear on a US quarter. Very good. Sue Gray, new Partygate Mandarin, a match for the PM. Oh, really? Reader's very angry. Barnsley, it's one rule for us, another rule for them. They've Josh Halliday, the Northern correspondent, has been to Barnsley. Djokovic faces fresh scrutiny in Australia over travel. Omicron variant will infect 50% of Europe in 2 months. Kindness, lost scenery and animals. All creatures great and small charms for the US. That was in other papers. Yesterday, Andrew can sell chalet after settling £6.6 million debt. COVID, I mean, his mommy settled that for him. Biden makes democracy over autocracy pledge to defend US voting rights. Marina Hyde, a lot of people in Boris Johnson's life discovered there's a point where he's simply broken too many things for the relationship to be put functionally back together. Yeah, okay, you once had a relationship with Piers Morgan. George Monbiot says authoritarian Britain is taking shape with this cruel crackdown. Yes. Thomas Harding, is the UK finally acknowledging its slavery past? Not really. Men giving up fatherhood for the sake of the planet. Shut the fuck up. Incredibly Guardian thing. Corrections and clarifications. They said something wrong about Frankie Dettori. In the obituaries, Wanda Young, lead singer with the Marvelettes, the US Motown group that rose to fame in the 60s. She died in December. And in the sport, Target Bayliss, England's World Cup guru in line to coach Australia. That was The Guardian. Capitalist Ballism says, have it on good authority from a mate in a factory who says Kleenex sales always spike in Finsbury Park whenever a Marina Hyde article is published. Believable. Is this the same David Baddiel who blacked up to C122, H122? Well, yes, it is. Fruitless, I'm giving up fatherhood for the sake of my sleep schedule. Yeah, so anyway, that was The Guardian. I'm not going to go back over his article, but check it online, check it out, check out the tweet threads about it. That was The Guardian for me. Classic Guardian, minus 69. Use of weapons. Monbiot is always 99% right, but never gets what the actual problem is. It's capitalism and WinRAR. Yeah. In response to right-wing attempts to get people to have more white babies, The Guardian has decided Malthusianism is the way to go. Yeah, I might do something on the Telegraph thing and Tim Stanley's demented 14 words extended to 800 article. Appalling. Anyway, right. We've got two more newspapers to do, and we have 20 minutes for each, so that's going to be grand. Starting with the Times and finishing with the Daily Mail. Right, front page of the Times. Why I won't wear heels by the fashion editor. Because you don't want to? Fair enough. Slinkermeyer gives The Guardian a standard negative nice. Britain leads the Northern Hemisphere in outpacing pandemic. This is a classic use of... they've done that headline as if it's a fact, but it's a statement by one expert, Professor David Heyman of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. The World Health Organization... said that they should be cautious, that Europe is still a way off, saying that the virus was endemic. So, there you go. Red Tick C, double negative nice for The Guardian. C122, H122, minus David Baddiel. Main story, say sorry or doom us all, ministers tell Johnson. Well, he has said sorry, what I'm calling the with nail sorry, where he claims he went to a party by mistake. Also on the front page of the Times, cooks cry only with joy as tearless onion arrive. The alleged tearless onion has been available in the US for a long time. Apparently it's pretty disgusting. It tastes so sweet, one reviewer said, that you could sit and eat them like popcorn, if that wasn't a strange thing to do. On page 3, ballet queen quits Britain and jetés off to new life in US. Britain's leading female ballet director has been lured to the United States, is taking the company's principal dancer with her. Tamara Rojo is moving to San Francisco after a decade running English National Ballet, 20 years in Britain, as one of the world's most acclaimed figures in dance. The Spaniard reveals her departure in the Times today, saying that it is time for someone new with their own ideas to take the helm at the English National Ballet. Money spinning Spider-Man out of BAFTAs after Sony's web fears. The biggest box office hit of the year has been banned from competing for the BAFTA award after producers refused to make it available to voters. Spider-Man No Way Home beat the latest Bond film to become 2021's highest grossing movie, but the awards bodies disqualified it from the year's prizes after Sony, which distributes the Superman superhero saga, did not make the film available for BAFTA members to watch online. They hardly banned it, have they? Rachel, the blackface incident was a long time ago and he apologised at least once. So if you don't accept that apology, you're part of the internet shaming culture and as bad as neo-Nazis and trans people, says Rachel. Is that what he says? Yeah. The Burnzoid. I mean, outpacing how much of the population gets it compared to others. I wish my opinions were taken as facts. C122, H122. Use of weapons will not be eating onions like popcorn. Tearless onions don't even get rated, says Hugo. Nice. Person in the room says you can't even be an onion these days without being cancelled. New questions for Djokovic over visa. Elvis Costello says he doesn't want people to play his song Oliver's Army on the radio anymore, and he won't play it live. That is because there is a lyric which features the N-word. Yeah, that's a song from 1979. He says in it, one less white. And which he says and was a reference to a way that Irish Catholics were referred to. But yeah, really no excuse in 2022 for playing songs that have the N-word in them sung by white people, is there? Really. Eloquent can be racist term, Cambridge Don told. A war of words has broken out between Cambridge professors after one described the other, suggests the other was racist for describing a black presenter as eloquent. Once again, they're attacking Professor Gopal. Priyamvada Gopal, who teaches postcolonial studies at Churchill College, accused David Abulafia of dismissing writers of colour after he used the word in reference to David Olusoga, the black history professor and broadcaster. Abulafia, a best-selling author and historian, has published an article about the acquittal of the protesters who toppled the statue of Edward Colston in Bristol in 2020. Olusoga testified at the tribunal. Abulafia argued that the choice of targets by protesters avoided those who were icons of the left. Gopal, who led a recently disbanded group set up to examine Winston Churchill's views on race and empire, described her colleagues' work on Twitter as weak article that few undergrads would submit in their first week. She added, calling writers, scholars, intellectuals of colour eloquent or articulate, e.g. Abulafia on Olusoga, can quite often be a little sleight of hand dismissal. Yeah, I can well see that, but once again, they're bringing up something she said on Twitter and turning it into a news story, as they tend to do. C122, H122 doesn't form an emotional bond with onions. I feel like this is the best way not to cry when I cut them. Djokovic greases his racket with the blood of Kosovas because he's evil. Okay, use of weapons. The Burnzoid, I feel like there is more context to that. Yeah, I agree on the story there. Party crowd drank Tesco Rosé and joked, beware of drones. The Times, I mean, what's the difference? Has a long readout of what happened at that party with various people telling them stuff like one person said, oh, be careful, a drone might see us. Oh, I'm sure the Times hasn't missed anything important out of that story, says Watch the Point. Yeah, exactly. Jamie's Italian failure cost councils 1.3 million. Hard-pressed councils are likely to lose more than 1.3 million from the collapse of Jamie Oliver's restaurant chain as administrators come close to winding up the stricken business. Documents published by KPMG, which managed the chain's insolvency, shows that unsecured creditors include 19 councils who will see more than 90% of the cash they are owed wiped out. Jamie Oliver, fuck off, frankly. And Magritte is going to be sold for a surreal £45 million. Empire De Lumiere, which is created by the Belgian artist for Crouet in 1961, Anne-Marie Guillaume Crouet, and has been in her family ever since, is set to be sold in London for £45 million, one of the highest estimates ever for a work of art in Europe. The work, described as a 20th century masterpiece, is picture of a house with a lamp, basically. Frugulous context. This is the Times. Don't let a little thing like context stand in the way of a story. Bacteria were first astronauts to boldly go into space. Earthlings could have travelled beyond our atmosphere and landed on other worlds many thousands of years before Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, scientists have declared, saying that bacteria are likely to be the true winners of the space race. Basically, tiny bacteria can be carried more than 120 kilometres above the Earth's surface by high-speed vertical winds and could even reach as high as 150 kilometres. It's higher than previously thought. Then they're basically saying bacteria can be whisked off Earth into deep space after being hit by hypervelocity space dust. Some days I wish I'd be hit by hypervelocity space dust. Jamie's Italian. Yeah, he's not even really Italian. All those signs on his restaurant were lying, says Frugulus. Just the facts. Just the facts. A sacked British council chief has been cleared of groping. Here's a dog wearing some booties. Dog booties give fighter a rough ride. Pet owners may be inadvertently hurting their dogs by buying them snow boots, a vet has warned. Google Trends data shows the number of searches for dog booties rose sharply in the first week of the new year. However, the extremely fashionable footwear may be doing more than harm than good, Sean McCormack wrote in the magazine Dogs Today. Dogs find it extremely difficult to adapt to wearing boots as they make their paws heavier and restrict movement. A dog's paw pads are the toughest skin on its body and can withstand snow or frozen ground, he said. But the cold could dry out their skin, and many would benefit from a pampering treatment with petroleum jelly to protect their paws from cracking. So there you go, Vaseline your dog up. Lord Ian Austin, if you're watching, that doesn't mean what you think it does. C-122, H-122 space stuff. Frugilus, Yuri Gagarin was the winner of the space race before the US moved the goalposts. Yeah. Quarter of parents bend rules to win their child a school place. No shit. Abu Hamza's son has been jailed over identity fraud. Rose Ayling Ellis, who won Strictly, wants to get British Sign Language recognised as a officially recognised with official legal status. It beggars belief, really, that it hasn't been before, doesn't it? Use of weapons. Dogs don't need shoes, they've got feet. Bristol strip club ban will put us in danger, says dancers. Lap dancers fighting to keep strip clubs open in Bristol as the council seeks to become the largest city to ban them. What is their reason for banning them? It seems needless. Emin adds, and you know, kind of heavily swervy. Emin adds haunted pub to portfolio in Art Haven. Tracy Emin is restoring a haunted 18th century pub once frequented by smugglers as part of her transformation of Margate into an artist haven. The Grade 2 listed brown jug has been abandoned for years and is said to be haunted by a woman in a blue dress. Oh, fair dues. Holiday insurers restricted by regulator. Human trafficking suspects held over at attempts of boy. Yeah, we've covered that. McKay murder case may hold key to clearing Britain. A British businessman who has been held in American jail for 35 years believes a breakthrough in a notorious murder case could hold the key to his release. Chris Maharaj, 82, was put on death row in 1987 after being convicted of murdering the father and son businessmen Derek and Dwayne Moo Young in Florida. Clive Stafford Smith, one of Britain's leading human rights lawyers who's represented Maharaj for the past 28 years, believes the murder of Muriel McKay at a Hertfordshire farm in 1969 is connected to the case. Last month, the Times revealed the man convicted of McKay's murder had confessed to where her body was buried. This kidnapping, of course, was an attempt to kidnap Murdoch's first wife. The Bones are, it's shocking that BSL isn't taught in schools as standard. Yeah. But was it commie or capitalist bacteria that won the space race? Who's to say? That Lord Daniel Finkelstein writes in the comment section, number 10, stupidity and arrogance is baffling. He's only just reached that conclusion. Funny that, isn't it? In the corrections and clarifications, they wrote, we wrongly said that Warm Homes discount on electricity bills is payable to all pensioners. In fact, only those on lower incomes who receive the guaranteed credit element of pension credit are eligible. A report of an employment tribunal claim against the chef Herbert Berger referred to a hearing held in early December. In fact, the hearing did not take place after the claimant withdrew his claim. It follows that there was no case to answer. We are happy to make this clear and apologise for the error. That's a pretty fucking big error. Right, the birthdays today. So Richie Richardson, cricketer for the West Indies until 1995, is 60. Kirstie Alley is 71. Anthony Andrews, the actor known for Brideshead Revisited, amongst other things, is 74. Michael Aspel, former presenter of This Is Your Life, is 89. Sir Simon Russell Beale, the actor, The Tempest and other stuff, Death of Stalin, is 61. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon.com and Blue Origin and owner of the Washington Post, is 58. Professor Richard Carradine, the historian and president of the Corpus Christi College, Oxford, is until 2016 is 75. Sir Suma Chakrabarti, chairman of the Overseas Development Institute, a think tank, is 63. Guy Chambers, the songwriter, musician and record producer, is 59. Melanie Chisholm, aka Mel C, is 48. Spencer Dale, chief economist of BP and the Bank of England until 2014, is 55. Zach De La Rocha is 52. Happy birthday to him. Shirley Eaton, the actress, 85. Brendan Foster, the athlete, Olympic bronze medalist and founder of the Great North Run, is 74. Baroness Sally Hamwee, chairwoman of the London Assembly 2001 to 2008 is 75. Vicky Holland, triathlon series world champion, in 2018 is 36. Anne Howells, the soprano, 81. Valdemar Januszek, the art critic, Sunday Times and filmmaker, is 68. Pixie Lott, singer, 31. Zayn Malik, known as a solo artist and for One Direction, is 29. Professor Michel Mayer, the astrophysicist and co-recipient of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 2019, is 80. Barry Middleton, the field hockey player, former captain of the England and Great British teams, is 38. David Mitchell, the novelist, is 53. Haruki Murakami, the writer, is 73. William Nicholson, the screenwriter for Gladiator, Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom and others, 74. In 1858, the African-American abolitionist Sarah Parker Redmond arrived in Liverpool at the start of a lecture tour, telling a friend, "I had been received here as a sister by white women for the first time in my life." She became a British citizen in 1865. The Times loves some white saviour narrative. The last word comes from A.J.P. Taylor, historian and broadcaster. Origins of the Second World War from 1961. Human blunders usually do more to shape history than human wickedness. I'm not sure about that. Professor David Carradine, Emeritus Professor of Banned Sexual Techniques, is Chronotherm. Jesus Christ. Use of weapons. Hope Jeff Bezos gets more divorced for his birthday. He can only get more divorced. Didn't Finkelstein run IDS's 2001 election campaign? He's clearly not good at politics yet. Where's the article about the raging debate over how dogs would wear trousers? Rachology. Doing archaeological and anthropological research often involves reading historical colonial sources. I confirm that eloquent as a turn of phrase is sometimes just the intellectual version of one of the good ones. Yeah, pretty much. No way there's a chef called Burger. Yep, there fully is. The OK, David Mitchell, says Red Tickseed. Right, moving on. In the world news, US hints at gas deal as Putin sends jets to Ukraine border. Speedboats smuggle migrants in and criminals out of Europe. Reports in Spain, whatever. This story, Magawa, the rat who shot to fame for detecting more than 100 landmines in Cambodia and won a gold medal for his talent, has died aged 8. An African giant pouch rat, Magawa was born in Tanzania and taken to work in Cambodia. He retired last year, just showing signs of slowing down, but had been his usual spirited self till very recently, the charity said, adding that he died peacefully at the weekend. R.I.P. Magawa, you're a cool rat. There's a picture on my Twitter feed of him with his little medal, which I love. Happy birthday to Zach De La Rocha and Haruki Murakami, says Slinkamaya. Is that Cloud Atlas, David Mitchell? It is. Unfortunately, he was in the Spectator, doing the Spectator Diary the other week. Nothing too horrible in it, though. Forget the robbery, let's just hunt down Pokemon. 2 Los Angeles police officers dismissed for ignoring calls of a robbery to play Pokemon Go video game will not be returning to work. Louis Lozano and Eric Mitchell refused to respond to a call while on duty in April 2017 and instead pursued a Snorlax, a large character in the series known as the Sleeping Pokemon, according to court records. The officers were sacked but challenged their dismissal, arguing that the police department had improperly used in-car video recordings of their private conversations to prove their misconduct. Nothing but respect for my rat king, says Burnzoid. Rifle-toting drone can shoot targets while flying at speed. Nothing to worry about there, then. That's in Israel. It's called a Smash Dragon. Yeah. Salute to the rat. Pécresse shames Macron for ignoring Molière. The playwright Molière was thrust to the centre of France's presidential election campaign amid claims that the 400th anniversary of his birth had been overlooked by President Macron. The allegation was made by Valérie Pécresse, the 54-year-old centre-right Republican candidate, who said the absence of a national commemoration underlined Macron's failure to promote French culture. I'm sure Molière has got over it being dead and all. Coin news: Maya Angelou is going to be the first black woman on a US coin, and it's a beautiful looking coin for all of us coin fans.
No coin.
But it's a Maya Angelou coin.
Yeah, who's in the back of it?
Not the Queen. Unilever has lost the plot, says an investor, weird, obsessive investor. Terry Smith, founder of Fund Smith and one of Britain's most influential fund managers, is angry about Ben and Jerry's, basically. Would they have been sacked if that Snorlax was a minority, though? Jesus Christ. On the front of the Times, too, the influencer and the fashion editor. Glam again or still slumming it? Harriet Walker and why she's never wearing heels again. Fine. Whatever. No one's great. No, good.
It's not an airport. It's not United departure.
What is the point? The only good cop plays Pokemon Go instead of harassing minorities. It's safer for everyone if the police are on Pokemon Go, says Fluff Weasel. Yeah, fact. In the business column, 13 years on from the rise of QE, prepare for the great reversal. Good. Qualitative easing. What are we going for? In the obituaries, Maria Ewing, celebrated opera singer known for her eyebrows-raising Dance of the Seven Veils at Covent Garden and for her marriage to Sir Peter Hall. She's died aged 71. Chronotherm, can't wait for Priti Patel to murder me with killer Israeli drones, being anti-Semitic by criticising the use of killer Israeli drones. Yeah, coins, says Slinkmeyer. Robert Durst has died. Amazing that the Times here managed to go with eccentric property tycoon first and not killer. So eccentric property tycoon turned killer, whose life story became one of America's longest running real life crime thrillers, has died. He was 78. Red Tixie, my lord, let the record show that the Pokemon in question is in fact a Snorlax and is not, as has previously been stated, a Munchlax. QE Anon, says Yu-Gi-Oh! In the sports, I don't want crazy stuff, says Salah. Star striker asks Liverpool to deliver new deal. England player and rape arrest, as the rugby player arrested. Crawley, poor pitches at fault. Zach Crawley has blamed the poor quality of county pitches throughout his career for his modest first-class average, and Raducanu was beaten at the Australian in her last match before the Australian Open by the world number 13 Elena Rybakina, yes. And a perfectly normal, not at all fucked up, and on the back of the Times from Palantir. Our software helped get vaccine to millions. It will empower breakthroughs in your enterprise. We are not evil. Stop saying we're evil.
Do you know what else they got to millions? Fucking balls.
Yeah. Rachology got an email from the Good Law Project saying that the High Court has just ruled that government's operation of a fast-track VIP lane for awarding lucrative PPE contracts to those whose political connections was unlawful. Quote, claims to establish that the operation of the high-priority lane was in breach of the obligation of equal treatment. The illegality is marked by this judgment, and nothing will happen because of that. Still got the good Durst, though, don't we? Murderer should maybe come before property tycoons, to Slinkmeyer. Yeah, you would think so. You would think so, wouldn't you? C122H122 says Liverpool should give Mo what he wants. Yes. Right, give me your scores for the Times if you want, if you wish. I notice. Brilliant. What a fool. What a boob. I didn't change the number up there. This is not show number 1, but show number 2. There we go. Right. Yes. Because the encoding is overloaded, we're operating at a bit of a time lag, but that's all right. Fuck off, Palantir, says Fluff Weasel. Yes, this is very much a fuck off Palantir stream. The Daily Mail, front page of the Daily Mail. Number 10 crisis, unrivaled analysis. Where will we find that? Certainly not in here. Top of the shop, Britain is fizzing with anger. Boris must apologise and show humility. Only then can he survive. Well, he's apologised, but he didn't really show humility. He's physically incapable of doing that. Is the party over for the PM? As we established earlier in this, even if it is, it won't be for his party. So really, whatever. Lexi Bat, but he couldn't be bad. He owns property. Get back on the Robert Durst. My I'm Not Evil t-shirt answers all your Are You Evil questions. The Burnzoid with a quadruple negative nice score for the Times. Page 3 of the Daily Mail. Heidi Klum wearing a yellow dress. That's it. That's literally the story. Why breast is best for mothers as well, writes Eleanor Hayward, health correspondent. Breastfeeding is good for mothers as well as babies and slashes the risk of dying from heart disease. A study has found.
Every single study is fine.
Yeah, a study has found. I know, yeah. Researchers looked at data from 1.2 million women and discovered those who breastfed children were less likely to have heart attacks or strokes. Studies first to demonstrate that breastfeeding has significant cardiovascular health benefits for mothers. Okay, yeah, but, don't make people who can't feel bad about it. Slinkermeyer, quadruple negative nice for the Times. Dry your eyes, the tearless onion is here. The Daily Mail excited about that as well. Drunken grope. No, it was just an Italian-style greeting, says UK culture chief. A British council envoy accused of groping has won a tribunal after claiming he simply gave a woman a normal Italian greeting. Paul Sellers faced accusations of drunkenly kissing the woman on the mouth and stroking her breast just before she left the party. But he claimed he only gave her a kiss on each cheek and said his actions were simply the traditional Italian style. His wife had been at his side at the time of the alleged incident, and several witnesses also saw nothing untoward. Despite this, he was sacked from 80,000. An employment tribunal has now ruled, however, that the probe had been seriously flawed and that he was unfairly dismissed. So it's the probe that was unfairly. What is the point? Says God, I wish the Tory party was over. Fluff Weasel, minus 69 murderous millionaires. Furious Tories plunge in the knife, palpable rage, tears and a rancid tang of the last days of Empire, writes Henry Deeds. Last days of Empire. Now grieving families tell Boris they say sorry. While they partied, I was cheated out of the last days with my dying partner, writes Sue Reed. Andrew Pierce says, bitter, vengeful, obsessed, and carrying a box of lethal secrets to kill off his old boss and put Rishi Sunak in number 10. Andrew Pierce thinks that Dominic Cummings wants Rishi Sunak to be Prime Minister. I don't know about that. Fruitless, changing my name by deed poll to Alan Studdy so I can go around saying, hey, Studdy has found you're a knob. Slinkermeyer, also, doesn't pregnancy really do a number on people's bodies sometimes? I believe so. Yes. Doesn't pregnancy sometimes do a real number on people's bodies?
Fuck yeah.
Now Djokovic could be kicked out over lie on Oz entry form. How old does the mother and child have to be to benefit? Chronotherm, the Italian style is hanging your PM from a lamppost. Sarah Vine, I still believe the Tories are the right choice to lead Britain. No shit. But if someone doesn't get a grip soon, they will lose the next election. Fuck me. What a great surprise that Sarah Vine, recently ex-wife of a Tory minister, thinks that the Tory party are the best party to rule Britain. Meanwhile, Stephen Glover, the most zombie-looking motherfucker in the British media, says Boris has been so courageous on COVID. Alas, this is by far the biggest mess of his career. Courageous. Fuck off. Words mean nothing. Lorry driver killed 3 after browsing sex websites at the wheel. Jesus Christ. End the mobile madness, says the Daily Mail. Cheating husbands have feelings too. Your sympathies may be in short supply, but here, 4 times married Brent Sadler risked the wrath of women everywhere to voice solidarity with straying Hollywood star Ewan Grufford. They picture him with his various various wives, each one younger than the last. Lexi Bat says, pregnancy is evil. I say this as someone who's done it several times and has 2 kids. The Burnzoid, my mum got jaundice when she gave birth to my brother. Is it a boat? Is it a plane? No, it's an air yacht. It's ridiculous, fucking ridiculous looking is what it is. And also, that is not a photo, that's a render. Sarah Vine supports her dealer. Something like courageous, yeah. Once again, they attack Professor Gopal in here. Cambridge dons in woke war over calling mixed race academic eloquent. Fuck off. Again, Context destroyed for the purposes of attacking her. A pig's heart, a human life saved. And the question, is this the op that'll change transplants forever? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Great Dane dives after swimming in polluted sea. Horrible, horrible. Poor Odin. What a lovely looking dog. R.I.P. Odin. Look at him. What a good boy. Maybe we shouldn't have relaxed lorry driving standards, says the Burnzoid. Yeah, imagine that. I mean, I think that happened before that, but nonetheless. Selena Gomez sparked wild speculation about her sexuality when the Disney star was seen puckering up to her chum, Cara Delevingne, at a basketball game. Now, the actress, 29, has said she and Cara decided to get matching rosebud tattoos because the bisexual model had made such a profound impact on her life, writes Richard Eden, you fucking weirdo. Right, on this day, January 12th, 2022, from the Daily Mail archive in 1943. Does it mention Nazis? Well, let's see. As police in America's eastern states continue to round up motorists who are defying the ban on pleasure driving, Mrs. Roosevelt, wife of the president, admitted today that she herself had been guilty of taking a joyride. I went to a concert, but to my horror, the next morning I read all the rules and realized I'd unwittingly broken one of them, using a car for pure pleasure. Sounds a bit David Cronenberg, that. January 12th, 2007. David and Victoria Beckham are leaving Spain and heading for California after the former England captain signed a record-breaking £128 million deal with a football club in Los Angeles. Beckham will leave Real Madrid in June to play for LA Galaxy in a deal that will run for 5 years and pay him a staggering £500,000 a week. Happy birthday to Nancy Andrews, 74. The London-born actor played Lord Sebastian Flight in Brideshead Revisited. Kirstie Alley, 71. She's an arseache. Born on this day, John Singer Sargent, 1856 to 1925. Florence-born American painter, was known for his outstanding society portraits. Cynthia Robinson, 1944 to 2015. The US trumpeter and vocalist, was a founding member of soul group Sly and the Family Stone. On January 12th, 1879, the British Zulu War began. In 2003, the BG Maurice Gibb died. Quote for the day comes from George R.R. Martin. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground. Well, I mean, that's like a quote in his fictional book. Joke of the day. Did you hear the one about the roof? Never mind. It'll go over your head. Hey, Mark Kenosis. Yeah, sorry to have missed you. Do catch up, but good to see you here anyway. When will context come back from the culture war? Never. It's dead, baby. Thank you, Mark, for resubscribing. 13 months. Straight counter? Like, I thought you resubscribed yesterday. It's made you subscribe again? Curious. I think it is broken. I thought yesterday was the using a car for pleasure is fucking a gear stick or an exhaust pipe, says Hugo, being pretty literal. Right. The Eternals is now on Disney Plus. Most people didn't seem to like it in the cinema. I will check it out. The classic Jason Statham film Crank is on at 10:30 p.m. on ITV4 tonight. Love a bit of Statham. Heathmore says, happy birthday to John Singer Sargent, one of my favourite painters. Well, happy birthday. Still dead. Not funny, Joker's not good. Miss a poem. Poem's coming, mate. The poem's coming. Garfield is hanging out with the dog in Chloe & Co. Chloe's friend is talking to a man about the novel he's writing. He says he's got writer's block. She says impossible. She says, because you're a plumber. Joke doesn't work. Fred Bassett is looking at a pie on a table and thinking about whether he should steal it or not. Steal the pie, Fred. Or is it a pie? It's biscuits. Steal the biscuits, Fred. Sycamore, same as when people quote Shakespeare when actually they're quoting his characters. Yeah, it's really annoying, that. Coins, another coin. Secure the brand new 2022 UK Platinum Jubilee Gold Sovereign today, featuring a unique one-year-only design. Yours for £329. Anyway, I hope that's the actual size. Have they had to put not actual size? I love it when they have to do that. You know, like when there's an advert and it's got a character, like there's a character inside someone's mouth, like with a big toothbrush, and they're like, not actual size. Anyway. Sorry, that was a bit Seinfeld-esque, wasn't it? What's the deal with adverts? Today's recipe... No, hang on, we're not on the recipe yet. Today's poem is just called Today's Poem. Doesn't even have a title. After the sparkling Christmas tree and decorations are down and the lights are removed from hoardings all around the town, with a nativity scene tucked away for another year, some will ask themselves what is left to bring them winter cheer. The answer is a new year that cannot yet be seen, that is busy working on its plan, turning brown leaves into green. It is there in the sidelines and waiting for its cue to bring forth buds and butterflies, then show them in full view. So wait a while, be patient throughout the coldest nights, as trees are ready to perform for you without those Christmas lights. They are there and waiting after the winter thaw to be dressed by Mother Nature when she opens her springtime door. Yeah, 329 quid for that coin. Expensive coin, a luxury coin. The limerick today. To soften the post-Christmas blues, some people would rather just choose to leave that what's bedecked in their home the effect of a comfort they don't want to lose. That's Neil Vermaut of Croydon. Right, onto the straight to the point letters today. Bill Davis writes, "The 40th birthday pictures of Kate made me smile. The nation is blessed." Jesus Christ. Malk Allen, says, "Should the next COVID variant be called Oh My God?" Name and address supplied says, "Dylan and Boris clearly go to the same dog groomer." Oh, Jesus. DM Deemer says, "My suggestion for a Platinum Jubilee pudding fit for the Queen is Yorkshire pudding with jam instead of onion gravy." Jesus Christ. RCR Crowley says, "Hot or cold, ginger cake and custard is always a winning pud." John Noah says, "How about Sussex pond pudding made with sour grapes instead of lemon?" Jesus. Fred McManus says, "Those who think it would be a great idea to replace the historic palace in Westminster with a new building should look at the Scottish Parliament." Sandra Friedman says, "I disagree with Dr. Max that housework is therapeutic, psychologically beneficial or relaxing. It's simply a chore that has to be done." And Hilary Sequeria says, "My 8-year-old granddaughter follows the trend of dropping the letter T. She's only allowed to visit me when she's clearly enunciated. Flutterby, pretty little butterfly." Well, you sound like a really fun gran, don't you? Absolutely cursed. Frugulus opens her Springtown door. Filth. Mark Canosis says language was a mistake. Mark Canosis wants me to get into Krugerrands. Dylan, Bort, and Boris. Yes, my son is also called Bort. Today's recipe: seeded oat bread. Looks fine, I guess. Various things you can buy: hearing aids. Oh, a really ugly watch. Ride hard, live free. Men's flip cover watch. Yeah. It's finally etched on the case back with Ride Hard, Live Free and motorcycle-themed artwork. Yours for just £129. How about guillotine pudding, says C122H122. Jordan DH, not that kind of dog groomer, Ian. Yeah. Black pudding, but made using the blood of royals, says Yu-Gi-Oh! All great suggestions today. And in the support, England rugby star arrested over rape. Yeah, we've seen this in other places. And Rashford's new deal dilemma. Marcus Rashford faces a big decision on his Manchester United future as he prepares to open talks over a new deal. Rashford has 18 months left on his £200,000 a week deal, though United have the option to extend it by another year, and negotiations are expected to begin before the end of the season. Right, so that was the Daily Mail. Give me your scores, and thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday, the second episode of Season 6. I appreciate you all being here and resubscribing and all that good stuff. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. with another show, another exciting episode with 4 papers, and we'll try and shake the papers up a bit. And then, of course, on Friday with the paper with the magazine special. What magazines will we do? I don't know, but if you want to have a if you want to be able to decide what magazines there are, contribute to the paper fund, and I will. Unrecognized command. That doesn't work. What happened? Damn it. Anyway, the paper fund, which is paypal.me/conquest of the useless. And if, like Mark, you missed any of the show, don't worry, it all goes up on YouTube. This episode will be going up this afternoon, and yesterday's episode is already up there, so do check that out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment. It does help. And I will see you tomorrow at 1 in the middle. Let's just quickly do the Daily Mail scores. Quadruple negative.